Hello everyone. I thought I would talk to you today about finishing my book and also getting a new dog. Now, because I have just completed chapter 32 of The Ecstasy and the Ignominy, I have 10 chapters left. Originally the story was going to be 45 chapters, but I got it down to 42, and I've been averaging around 2 chapters a month, which at that rate means that the story should be finished around January or February. Now, of course, I'm going to have to edit it after that, but editing usually doesn't require as much lengthy periods of concentration. You edit a little here, a little there. Now, it is true that, the week or so, or sometimes a couple of weeks before I actually publish when I go over my book for last minute changes, last minute edits, sometimes that can require a lot of concentration, but that's something I do towards the end of the editing process. And so I won't be done editing it, certainly by the time I get this new puppy, but I hope that I will be done with the rough draft. I'm really trying to get the rough draft done before the puppy arrives, because once the puppy arrives, I won't have a lot of time on my hands to do anything else, at least for a month or two, until the puppy can get acclimated. And so, because some of you might remember that my dog Barney unexpectedly passed away in April, and that came as a huge blow to me, because he was only 5 years old, and it was so unexpected. And so now my parents didn't want to get a new dog then, because we were going on a trip in June, so we wouldn't be there for it. And then we didn't want to get a new dog after that, because they felt that they didn't want the dog to be a young dog during the winter, because we wanted him to get a dog in the summer, so he would be stronger we wanted to get a dog in the spring, so he would be stronger by the time winter would come around again. I'm kind of conflicted about it, because there's a part of me that's like, do I really want to do this? Do I really want to go through taking care of a puppy? Because it's going to be a lot of work, and it's like taking care of an infant. But at least for the first 2 or 3 months, luckily, puppies grow a lot faster than infants do. But at the same time, because Barney passed away so young, I feel like I was robbed of my relationship with him, especially since we had just built a fence for him to play around in. And yes, I know that it is true that my parents do not allow, especially my mother's, mainly my mother, do not allow dogs inside the house. And so now, if it were up to me, they could be inside the house at least part of the time, at least in the laundry room at night. But it's not up to me, and so I have to work within those constraints. And because Barney and Gizmo, when we first got them, at our older house that we used to live in, they used to stay there. They used to stay in the kitchen, but when they turned 2, we moved out to the new house, and my mom didn't want them in her new house. And then so we had to build a kennel in the backyard, but then there wasn't a fence for them, and therefore I had to, if I wanted to see them, they only came in when it was really cold during the winter, and so if I wanted to see them, I had to get inside the kennel, which could be a constraint. So there was kind of a separation. Then, when just a few days after we built the fence, then Barney got sick and passed away. And so it's been just really hard on me, and so I'm really wanting to complete this book, though, before, at least the rough draft, before this new puppy comes. And so that's my main goal that I'm working towards. And because I only have, again, 10 chapters left, but again, that doesn't necessarily mean anything, because some of these chapters are going to require a lot more effort, because there's more scenes and then more things happen. And I'm kind of, when it comes to getting a new dog, is that I'm thinking about getting, like, I will either want a dog that kind of has like a black and brown kind of look, that kind of looks like a coonhound possibly, or I wanted a dog with a solid brown color but slightly darker, because I've been tempted to get a dog with a lighter brown color, kind of like Barney. but I'm thinking I don't want to replace Barney, even though I do feel like I was robbed of my relationship with him, and therefore, so I know the dog is definitely going to be of a darker complexion, and the dog is probably going to be picked out around January and will come home probably sometime in March. And so I'm wanting to complete the book, but before then. But again, who knows? Because something could happen, and then I could be slowed down, and then the dog could come, and then I'll be trying to finish the last few chapters, which would be really difficult if the new dog is around. So hopefully I can do it before then. But if the dog comes and I haven't finished the book yet, I may have to only start. In order to complete it, I may have to start working on it only at night, when the dog is asleep. But who knows? Or I may have to wait a month so the dog can acclimate a little, and then I'll have to complete it. I do know that if the dog comes before the book is completed, 2 or 3 chapters will probably all that will remain. But they will be chapters that will require a lot of concentration. So that's the conflict and dilemma that I have. So I just wanted to give you this update about the story, as well as my ambition to get a new dog next year.